Imagine waking up tomorrow. You make your coffee. You get dressed. You open your laptop, and your job is gone. Not because you did something wrong. Not because the company failed. Not because the economy crashed. But because a machine, a silent, tireless, infinitely patient machine, learned how to do your job better than you. Faster than you. Cheaper than you. And here's the part that should stop you cold. It already happened to millions of people. And most of them never saw it coming. Elon Musk, the man who builds rockets, who wires human brains to computers, who put electric cars on every highway, has looked directly into the eyes of the world and said something that most people are not ready to hear. He said, AI will be able to do everything better than humans. Everything. Not some things. Not most things, everything. So today, we are going to sit with that word. We are going to feel the weight of it. We are going to understand not just what Musk is saying, but what it means for your life, your future, your purpose, your identity. Because this is not a tech story. This is a human story, and it is happening right now. There is a man named David. David is not famous. You will never see his name in a headline. He is not a billionaire. He is not a visionary. He is a father of 3 from Ohio, who spent 23 years of his life mastering one skill. He was a paralegal. He knew the law. He knew the documents. He knew the language of contracts and clauses in courtroom. Filings the way a sculptor knows clay. It was not just his job. It was his identity. It was the thing he told his kids when they asked, "What do you do, Dad?" He was good at it. He was reliable. He was respected. In 2023, the firm he worked for introduced an AI legal assistant. Within 4 months, David's workload had been cut in half. Within 8 months, 3 of his colleagues were let go. Within a year, David was sitting across from his manager, a man he had worked beside for over a decade, being told that his position was being restructured. He drove home in silence. He sat in his car in the driveway for 40 minutes. He did not know how to walk inside and tell his family, because it was not just a job he had lost. It was the story he had been telling himself for 23 years. David's story is not unique. It is not an anomaly. It is a preview. And Elon Musk, for all his controversy, for all his chaos, is one of the few people on Earth willing to say that out loud. We need to talk about what is really happening, not the polished version, not the LinkedIn version where everyone is excited about the future of work. The real version, the one that keeps people awake at 2 a.m. We are living through the most disruptive technological shift in human history, and we are largely in denial about it. Think about the jobs we were told were safe. Accountants, lawyers, radiologists, writers, coders, graphic designers, financial analysts, customer service managers, teachers, journalists. We were told that machines would take the physical jobs, the repetitive jobs, the dangerous jobs. We told ourselves the creative jobs, the thinking jobs, the human jobs, those were ours. Those were protected. We were wrong. GPT-4 passed the bar exam in the top 10% of test takers. Let that land for a moment. An AI passed one of the most grueling professional examinations in existence, not barely, in the top 10%. AI is now diagnosing cancers with accuracy rates that rival experienced oncologists. AI is writing code, composing music, generating entire marketing campaigns, producing financial reports, drafting legal briefs, designing buildings, and doing it in seconds. Seconds. And Musk is not fear-mongering when he talks about this. He is warning us there is a difference. A fear-monger wants you paralyzed. A warning wants you prepared. But here is where the real struggle lives, not in the technology. The technology is just technology. The real struggle is this. We built our entire sense of self around what we do. We are our jobs. We are our productivity. We are our output. And when that is stripped away, when a machine can do in 3 seconds what took you 3 years to master, you do not just lose income, you lose meaning. That is the darkness nobody is talking about, not the unemployment numbers, not the GDP statistics, the meaning crisis. The identity earthquake that happens when the thing you built your life around becomes obsolete. Musk has said it plainly. He has looked at cameras, at audiences, at interviewers, and said that in the future, employment may become optional. Optional. Not because we will all be rich, but because AI will simply be doing most of it. So the question you have to ask yourself, the honest, uncomfortable, necessary question, is this. If your job disappeared tomorrow, who would you be? Sit with that. But here is where the story turns. Because Elon Musk has not just been a prophet of disruption, he has been a student of it. And there is something most people miss when they read his quotes about AI and jobs. They read the warning and they stop. They never get to the invitation inside the warning. Let me take you back to a moment. Elon Musk had just sold PayPal to eBay for $180 million. He was 30 years old. He had more money than most people will ever dream of. He could have stopped. He could have bought an island. He could have disappeared. Instead, he picked up a stack of rocket science textbooks. He had no aerospace engineering degree. He had no background in orbital mechanics. He was a software guy, an internet guy, and he decided to teach himself rocket science from scratch. Not because it was easy, because it was necessary, because he believed in something larger than his comfort zone. He founded SpaceX with that self-taught knowledge and promptly watched his first 3 rockets explode. 3 rockets explode. Any sane person would have stopped. But Musk had already done the most important thing. He had already made the internal decision that separated him from every other person sitting on a pile of money, wondering what to do next. He decided that the future was not something that happened to him. It was something he was responsible for shaping. And that is the turning point. Not just for Musk's story, for yours. The turning point is not some external event. It is not a government program or a new industry or a lucky break. The turning point is the moment you stop waiting. The moment you stop watching the wave and start learning how to surf. Because the wave is coming whether you learn or not. The wave is already here. And the people who will not just survive this AI revolution, but lead it, shape it, benefit from it, are the people who made a decision before it was comfortable to make it. The people who looked at disruption and said, not a threat, an invitation. That is where we turn. That is where everything changes. Lesson 1. The skills that AI cannot touch are the skills you have been neglecting. Let us be precise about what AI does. It processes, it predicts, it optimizes, it generates patterns based on existing data. What it cannot do, or not genuinely, not yet, and perhaps not ever, is the deeply human stuff. It cannot lead people through grief. It cannot hold a room through the power of real vulnerability. It cannot build genuine trust between human beings. It cannot make an ethical judgment that requires moral courage. It cannot inspire someone who has lost everything and needs a reason to get up. These are not soft skills. These are the hardest skills on earth, and we have spent decades treating them as secondary, as nice to have, as the kind of thing you develop if you have spare time after the real work is done. The future is telling us loudly and clearly, this is the real work now. The people who invest, deeply, seriously, relentlessly, in their ability to connect, to lead, to communicate, to think originally, to make meaning, those people will not be replaced. They will be in higher demand than ever, because when machines are doing everything else, the only thing left that commands a premium is what only you can bring. You have been neglecting those skills. We all have. It is time to stop. Lesson 2. Adaptability is not a personality trait. It is a daily practice. There is a lie we tell ourselves about adaptability. We say things like, oh, I'm pretty flexible, I'm open to change. And then we take the same route to work every single day, and we eat the same lunch, and we read from the same mental framework we built in our 20s. Real adaptability is not an attitude. It is a discipline. It is the daily, uncomfortable, deliberate practice of doing things differently, of learning things you did not plan to learn, of following curiosity even when it has no obvious payoff. Darwin did not say the strongest survive, he said the most adaptable. The strongest dinosaurs had the most impressive teeth. They were enormous, terrifying, built for dominance. They are gone. The animals that survived the extinction were the ones that could change, quickly, radically, completely, when everything around them changed. We are living through an extinction event for certain ways of working and thinking. The question is not whether you are strong in your current form. The question is whether you can change your form. Start small. Learn one new thing every week that scares you a little. Not a lot. A little. Discomfort is the signal that you are in the right zone. Adaptability is a muscle, and right now yours needs to be trained. Lesson 3. The people who fear AI and the people who use AI will live in completely different worlds. This is the great divide of our generation. It is not rich versus poor. It is not educated versus uneducated. It is this: the people who use AI as a tool and the people who are used up by it. There is a 22-year-old somewhere right now who learned how to use AI design tools, AI writing tools, AI video editing tools, and AI research tools. That person can now do in 4 hours what it would take a team of 10 specialists 2 weeks to do. They are not smarter than you. They are not more talented than you. They are not more deserving than you. They just decided to learn the tool instead of fear the tool. That is the entire difference. Musk built companies around AI not because he loves machines, because he understands leverage. And AI is the most powerful lever for human output that has ever existed. The hammer did not destroy the carpenter. It made the carpenter more powerful. AI is the hammer of this century. Pick it up. Lesson 4. Purpose is the only thing that makes you irreplaceable. Here is what no AI will ever have: a reason, a why, a deep, burning, personal, non-transferable reason for doing what you do. AI has no mission. It has no memory of the moment that changed everything for it. It has no scar it is trying to make mean something. It has no child it is trying to make proud. It has no loss it is trying to transform into something beautiful. You do. And that is not a small thing. That is the whole thing. People do not ultimately buy products or services or expertise. They buy into people. They follow those who have a reason for being here. When David, the paralegal from Ohio, finally stopped mourning what he lost, he did something remarkable. He started a YouTube channel explaining legal concepts in plain language to people who could not afford attorneys. He combined his 23 years of knowledge with his personal crisis and built a community of 400,000 people who trusted him, not because he was the most credentialed, but because he was the most real. No AI is going to replicate that. No algorithm is going to replicate the authenticity of someone who has been through something and came out the other side with something to say. Your story is your moat. Your purpose is your protection. Build around those things. Lesson 5. The future belongs to the builders, not the watchers. We are at a fork in the road. One path is passive: watch the news, worry about the statistics, complain about the unfairness, wait for someone else to fix it. The other path is active: build, learn, create, experiment, fail, build again. Musk chose the second path at 30 years old with rocket textbooks in his hands and 3 exploded prototypes on his record. And the world called him crazy, until it called him inevitable. You do not have to build rockets. You do not have to be Musk, but you do have to choose. Because the future is not waiting for your permission. It is not pausing while you get comfortable. It is not going to slow down out of courtesy. It is moving, fast, right now. And the builders, the ones building new skills, new businesses, new communities, new ways of thinking, new ways of serving people, those are the people who will look back in 10 years and say, that was the best time to be alive. The watchers will look back and say, I wish I had started sooner. Start now, start today. Start with something small that points toward something large. I want you to think about someone you love, a parent, a sibling, a best friend, your child. Think about what they are building their life around right now, what skill they are perfecting, what career they are investing in, what ladder they are climbing. And I want you to ask yourself, honestly and lovingly, whether that ladder is leaning against a wall that is still going to be there in 15 years. This is not meant to terrify you. It is meant to wake you up. Because the people we love deserve the truth. And the truth is that this is the most important moment in your professional lifetime to stop, look up from the daily routine, and ask the biggest possible questions. What am I building? What am I building toward? What am I building that cannot be automated, cannot be replicated, cannot be mass-produced? There is a version of you that exists on the other side of this transition, a version that used this moment of disruption as the trigger, the version of you that looked at the earthquake and decided to build differently, not on sand, not on routines that could be erased overnight, on purpose, on depth, on irreplaceable human connection, on the skills that require a soul. That version of you is not some distant fantasy. That version of you is a series of daily choices away. And the first choice is the most important one, the choice to take this seriously. Not with anxiety, not with despair, with seriousness. The quiet, powerful, unmistakable seriousness of someone who has finally understood what is at stake. Elon Musk did not build what he built by hoping the future would be kind to him. He stared at the most difficult problems on Earth and decided that he was the one who was going to do something about them. You are not Musk, but you are someone. You are someone with a story no machine can tell. You are someone with a purpose no algorithm can replicate. You are someone with relationships, with wisdom, with lived experience, with a perspective that is entirely and completely your own. And in a world increasingly filled with artificial intelligence, the most valuable thing left is genuine humanity. Do not let the machines take that from you. Do not give it away in passive scrolling and fearful waiting and comfortable numbness. Protect it, develop it, invest in it. Make it the foundation of everything you build from here. So here's where we land. Not at the end, at the beginning. Because everything you just heard, every word, every story, every warning and invitation, means nothing if you leave this video the same person who clicked on it. So let me challenge you. Not gently, directly. The way someone challenges you when they believe in what you are capable of. 1. Audit your skills this week. Write down what you know how to do. Then ask yourself honestly, which of these things could an AI do? Which ones require your specific humanity? Spend more time on the second column. 2. Learn the tools. Pick one AI tool this week, not to replace yourself, to extend yourself, to do more, create more, serve more people than you ever could alone. 3. Reconnect with your why. Sit down somewhere quiet and write the answer to this question. What am I here to do that only I can do? If you cannot answer that yet, that is your most important work right now. 4. Have the uncomfortable conversations with your team, with your family, with yourself. The people who are talking about this honestly are the people who will navigate it well. The people avoiding the conversation are the ones who will be blindsided. And 5, the most important one, take this seriously today, not tomorrow, not when it gets worse, not when the statistics get scarier. Today, because the best time to prepare for a storm is before it arrives. And the storm has been building for years. Elon Musk is a complicated figure. You do not have to agree with everything he says or everything he does. But on the seismic, unstoppable, world-altering power of artificial intelligence, he is not wrong. And the people who dismiss it as hype, who roll their eyes and change the channel, who tell themselves that their job is different, their field is protected, their skills are safe, those people are making the most expensive mistake of their generation. Do not be one of them. You were not born to be replaced. You were not built to be automated. You were not put here to be made obsolete by a machine that has never loved anyone, never lost anything, never fought through the night, never chose to keep going when every logical reason said stop. You are human, and in the age of artificial intelligence, that is not a weakness. That is your greatest, most powerful, most irreplaceable advantage. Use it, build with it, lead with it. The future is not something that happens to you. It is something you decide to build. Starting now, starting today. Starting with the choice to take your one irreplaceable life and refuse to let it be wasted. If this video moved you, if it woke something up in you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Drop a comment below telling me the one skill you are committed to developing. And subscribe, because the conversations we are having on this channel are the ones that matter. We will see you in the next one.